All right, so now on to the Virgo new moon. I want to make this kind of short and sweet because I have this wonderful interview with Vanessa, but I couldn't not talk about the Virgo new moon this coming week. Virgo new moon happens on September 17th. That's Thursday at 7 a.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Pacific. And oh my gosh, it is a very powerful new moon, and it's really a time to heal, right? And we can't really talk about business if we're not looking at the whole. And of course, the whole is about Virgo. A couple of episodes ago, I talked all about Virgo, so you can head back to episode 31 where I talked all about Virgo in our business. But now with this new moon, we get to clarify and set intentions around what wholeness means to us, not just in our business, but in the health of us personally, the health of us in our community, which includes your business, as well as the health of our planet. Gosh, just being in California, the West Coast is burning over the last few weeks. I've experienced orange skies, like I mentioned. I've experienced 111-degree heat. I mean, our planet really, really needs to heal. So I urge you, when you're thinking about your intentions for this Virgo new moon on Thursday, the 17th, that you're thinking from it in multiple levels. On a personal level, in your closest community level, as well as the collective level. So a 3-level new moon intention for this super new moon in Virgo. Now, new moon in Virgo is going to happen at 25 degrees in Virgo. If you want to take a look at the chart, you can head over to thesavvyluminary.com and check out the show notes for this week. It is actually quite magnificent, this new moon. The most striking thing about this new moon is that both the sun and moon at 25 degrees of Virgo are forming an exact trine to Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn is also at retrograde in 25 degrees of Capricorn. Pluto's really close at 22 degrees of Capricorn. So, Pluto is in play here with this new moon. This is a time for all of us to really begin this healing process, right? If 2020 has taught us anything, it's that the house of cards that we have built of this unsustainable way of living, whether we look at capitalism or patriarchy or social justice issues or environmental issues, they're all related. And they're all crumbling right now. So each and every one of us has a chance to begin the healing. And of course, if you've been following any spiritual studies, the collective healing begins with us. And the healing is really about the earth. Right? So if we look at it on a personal level, what about you and your wholeness needs healing, right? A wholeness is, we don't just focus on one thing, whether it's like our physical health, whether it's our health and nutrition, or our spiritual health, whether we are aligned with our highest self and our purpose in the way that we work, or if we're dealing with emotional and mindset issues around, building wealth or sharing our knowledge. There's so many things that are going to be very specific to you. Only you know what truly needs healing. And of course, because we're talking about business, healing and wholeness really also looks at efficiency. I talked about in the Virgo podcast about Virgos wanting to be efficient, wanting to be analytical, wanting to systemize things and making things as perfect as possible, even though we know that perfection doesn't exist, right? So when you are setting your new moon intentions with this Virgo ideals, if you want to take a look at your chart, you can look at where 25 degrees of Virgo falls in your chart and what house that occupies will give you more insight as to what in your business? What in yourself wants more wholeness? I'll be having a house by house new moon Virgo prompts for you in social media. And of course, in Patreon, I'll be uploading a new moon worksheet so you can get really clear on the intentions that you want to set for this Virgo new moon. Because the moon and the sun will be in trine with Saturn and Pluto, we are really looking at sustainability, right? Both Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn and Moon and Sun in Virgo, we are dealing with earth signs. So on a personal level, of course, we're dealing with our body, right? Thinking about health and nutrition that, really feeds us to be able to work more efficiently, to be able to grow our businesses and grow our wealth. But we're also looking at just kind of the sustainability, right? That's Saturn in Capricorn that's going backwards, that's saying like, hey, the things that we've been doing in the past are not working for us, right? So, if you've been thinking about creating your business in a more sustainable way, there are many ways to express that. It could be even considering about, looking on an environmental collective level, maybe changing your, looking into how your business can be like more sustainable on like an environmental level, right? There's many businesses that now love being B corporations. If you haven't heard about a B Corp, they're great because you can get certified as a B corporation where you're looking at creating a new kind of business that balances purpose and profit, right? They're legally required to consider the impact of their decisions on their workers, customers, suppliers, communities, and the environment. It's a community of leaders driving a global movement of people using business as a force for good. So I actually am reading that off the website to become a certified B Corporation at bcorporation.net. Now, you can be any size of business to be a B Corporation. It just requires you to fulfill a certain amount of criteria in your business to show, and then you can put that logo on your website if this is something that really resonates with you. I know it does for me. I'm not yet a B Corporation. We are getting there. So a couple of questions to ask yourself in your business for this new moon in Virgo is, what does wholeness and efficiency feel like for you personally in your business, in your community at large? What kind of new systems might you want to build in your business? What does a healthy business and brand look like for you? Remember that I'll be posting things on social media so that you can get more insight for this upcoming new moon in Virgo. So last thing before we head into Vanessa's interview, if you head over to patreon.com/the savvy luminary, I have 4 levels so that you can become a Patreon. At the neophyte level, you can get monthly downloadable PDF calendars for all of the astro events. We have 3 versions: the Americas, Europe, and Asia, Australia, New Zealand. Or at the igniter level, you can get all of your new moon and full moon worksheets, including this upcoming Virgo new moon worksheet. At the creator level, you get everything before, plus you get a free course, How to Read Your Natal Chart for Business. And at the thought leaders level, you get replays of all my master classes, including my most recent masterclass on Mars retrograde.